Attention gamers. Today we will look at a player who is smurfing on 2000 LP Challenger lobbies with a 91% win rate who my viewers have been telling me is Grok AI and not even a real human to see if anything looks sus about their gameplay. You see, every day I'm reminded that artificial intelligence is soon going to replace me, as I can't go anywhere without hearing it from my boss, my parents, my wife, my feeding top laner, and while I always hear the first thing it will take is my job, I didn't think it could take my hobby, as in getting mad at other strangers online in a game that's designed to be played with flawless coordination and teamwork in a world where everyone's online persona is a selfish dickhead. But apparently AI is replacing our ability to have petty temper tantrums as well. This all started when Elon Musk called out pro teams saying his bitch boy of a bot can 1v1 the best of them, and at the time I was thinking, no way Jose. I'm not sure why in a world where this technology can drive cars I thought it would never be capable of shit talking a feeding Yasuo when it already has scripts and cheats that dip into its API layer, but I figured if I'm gonna be a judge of if this intelligence on Azir is truly artificial, I need to educate myself on thy enemy. For starters, this quote-unquote magic is computationally expensive. Like every time I ask ChatGPT to help me pronounce fart sounds, there's just a bucket of water being thrown on a server computer or something like that. But there's also types of AI where this would fall into the new bee's knees known as agentic AI, which is just like ChatGPT, but instead of being ADHD minded and wrong half the time and distracted with all the internet's data, agents are trained on specific data to focus on being good at reasoning themselves with specific areas of focus. It's like ChatGPT spawned in on a role-playing server and it can't break character. Keep in mind I may be 100% wrong about that definition, as my use of AI boils down to watching Winnie the Pooh Dougie. But there's a bunch of sites where these agentic models are disguised as characters, which is scary because they can mimic your personality and responses when you talk to them. For research purposes I'm trying to make a character for myself to see if I'm actually replaceable when it comes to telling shitty jokes and being hard stuck and constantly pissed off at League of Legends. I'm gonna make it learn all my videos, and then if I'm lucky the first script it generates will be dog shit and I will feel way better about myself and my abilities, but I'm gonna publish it on this Polybuzz site so others can say, hey, that doesn't sound like Rav, or damn, it's exactly like him, RIP to Rav's career. And to be honest, based off of some of the other characters on this site, I wouldn't be surprised if I'll be more obsolete than a moldy strawberry soon. I may just train a character on all the best pro coaching content I can find online and then chat to it like it's a real human, and I'm totally not having a parasocial relationship with a robot until I'm challenger and socially inept. But anyways, I'll be doing that on Polybuzz in case you want to creep on my progress, but today we are focused on this AI faker slayer. Alright, holy shit, it's 3 minutes and my rambling is just absurd. I may downvote my own video at this point, but I'm here to deliver my expert opinion on if this player is artificial or just a turbo virgin Korean who is featured on Bird Hitler, this game, who does character spasms in between last hits as if he's an ADHD robot. Anyways, when the junglers are planning a little muff punching excursion, he's the first to rotate before dodging a skill shot from the fog of war. That's sus as fuck in my opinion, while ordering one of his knights to hit that rock bender with the reach around. This continues as these guys treat Crab as if it's a royalty and they've never been to a shitty Red Lobster, as he shuffles out of a fear before continuing to auto in between, commanding his simp puppets to do the same, which wins them the fight. He then scares that fun-sized iceberg distributor away until her support has to roam up to bail her out. Then Mr. Maybe Grok goes back to laning where he is rocking damn near perfect farm while hitting a little shuffle into Sand Soldier stab yo shithole combo against Talia every time she gets too close. Like he has her huffing straight copium out of the ass of her statue, and the second she even looks at one of his midgets she has one of his simps poking at her again. Fast forward a few minutes, he's still making old MacDonald proud and out farming the fuck out of her, only to go in like they are playing the Cupid shuffle on the radio in Shurima, which does indeed pop her flash, to which I'm thinking okay, he can combo, but now he's in a pickle, only to realize this is still 2000 LP Challenger, so that whole sequence was to get her low for when his bot lane was planning on being in town. Back to laning, and some of the movement predictions look a little too smooth, but then what you don't see is that everyone and their uncle is just Jay chillin' near the rift equator, which gets revealed when he lands a smooth as fuck Berlin Wall, which sparks a spontaneous World War III. Nocturne turns the lights out and it's looking like anyone's game until they come back on, and all of a sudden there's soldiers all over the place just stabbing everyone until it's just a Project Sushi slut who has less cards to play than an armless magician, so our alleged robot walks away with a triple. Anyways, a little deja vu river rendezvous is going down as you see Bird Hitler hit a recall right on top of the ward he just saw. Psych bitch, it was all a ploy to bait her in. Do we honestly think AI is sophisticated enough in the toxic tilting mind games of League of Legends to pull off a back bait and switch like that? I'm thinking we're fucked as a society if it is, as we see the snowball continue to roll. Then either sus or just cocky as hell. You see him hit a shuffle right into a pinked bush where I suspect he had no vision outside of the all-seeing third eye of AI. But after a round of introductions, some fun facts about if people are Team Miskiff or Team Tecton. It admittedly starts to look bad after Rock Surfer Samantha makes it a quite uneven battle. At one point it's a 2v4 and I'm thinking, okay, well, even artificial intelligence is wrong 2 times a day, which in hindsight is a quote that's related to clocks or some shit. But the moral of the story is, I guess when there's no palms to get sweaty, plays like this are just not a big deal. Kind of like a monkey man climbing a building with no rope and his autistic ass being more worried about snacks while the people watching him are having panic attacks. Turns out he destroys the lane like someone graffitiing a bowling alley, and the second he demos the bad tower he builds one of his own. He called it Trump Tower before chasing away the previous owner of that land, because he is also a real estate mogul who will apparently spam little static jitter jabs or anyone who dares touch the land he just conquered. This opens up opportunities for him to roam around looking to expand his land. Age of Empires 2001 style, as he just magically guesses with his blue ward exactly where their team Smoky Pokey Crab Claw will be and is clear, to which he declared a thumb war only to be declined and forced to hit yet another clean ass shuffle, which puts him at legendary status only 15 minutes into the game with LPL levels of CS. Then with that gaseous horseshoe out of the way, they have an opportunity to do what's known in the human League of Legends playing business as a tower dive. This goes well as the blind rockbender proves to be a dumbass human herself by rock sliding this murder bot back in range of the one-shot koi fish before hitting a slick as shit slide out of there. Then he goes straight back bot knowing he just got a kill there. I guess pattern recognition is a part of agentic AI. I feel like I'm just saying random words at this point trying to talk about this shit, when in reality the only word I do know down here is that their Nocturne is a pussy with a capital P. Apparently he just sat in the bush cowering over his own frigid ball sack while they pushed all the way to tier 2, and only then did he get the courage to punch the light switch and hit Elon's source code with the hard R. Unfortunately the fear fails to do its job. Maybe it should be replaced by AI itself, as this Shurima shithole is alive to tell the story to his little C# grandbabies one day. Then I'm thinking, oh shit, he's finally gonna die with this blind teleport, but it turns out their mid laner does less damage than a wet tampon being thrown against an armored war tank, so she unfortunately learns the lesson that somewhere in the world a lot of water is being thrown onto a computer to power this Azir's gameplay or something. But right when I'm about to throw my hands up and say yep, this is artificial as fuck, call my boss and just resign so that I don't even get a severance package, when Grok pins me down and shoves his micro PC down my human pie hole. A sign of humanity shows itself with a greedy play which results in this previously flawless bird breeder earning himself his first death. He rushes back to lane, but it's looking bleak for Blue Bulls over here, who buys himself a few more seconds with a prime head. But as if this is Grok, he apparently is a kill chasing dickhead who doesn't give 3 shits if his own support dies, and thus a 1-for-1 trade takes place. He then has a rematch against Gargoyle Gary, who is butt puckering like a bitch behind his tier 2 tower, but not to fear. The wall made up of human flesh is here and gives him a gentle push into danger, where Ezreal proves he shouldn't play a skill shot champ, only for Big Mittens Pink Floyd to arrive in time for a kill steal. Then you can tell this is Challenger, because this is the first time all 5 of them are grouped up mid, whereas in my games it's literal a ram by like 13 minutes for the rest of the game, as I'm so mentally checked out watching TikToks on my phone. But I guess Agentic Azir players have an elevated sense of focus as he gets the kill and continues pushing. They then migrate north together like a bunch of birds in the springtime, which is fitting considering it's Azir we are talking about. But you see them just blatantly ignore a tower, as apparently those don't do much damage in this elo, but the second it does look his way he paints himself gold. He then continues summoning servants to do his killing for him so that he can't be held liable in a court of law, before pushing even deeper, knowing he's never missed a Shurima shuffle a day in his life unless they flash like a little bitch. But he remains cool, calm and compiled like a Python-based LLM, which doesn't make sense if you are an actual coder because it's an interpreted language. But at the risk of losing even more subs by sounding like a lispy fucking nerd, I will just say it's honestly hard to diagnose what I'm seeing here. On one hand, it's crazy for someone to stomp a lobby so hard. On the other hand, this is League of Legends, the snowball game of the century, so getting a small lead does lead into being able to just rub your sweaty ballsack over the keyboard and come out on top, especially if you still have the mechanical skill on a hard champion to hard carry late game fights. And watching him willingly dive a fountain to get his penta is just something I don't see an AI doing unless its model is literally so sophisticated that it actually mimics League of Legends players and their toxic traits, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a terrifying thing. Let me know what you think about this gameplay and AI apparently creeping into our hobbies in addition to our jobbies. Wow, video soon. Rav out.